Forget what you heard.
Yeah, boy! Hey everybody, welcome back to another episode of Forget What You Heard. I'm Aaron.
And I'm Luke.
And today we're getting into the NBA playoffs.
Yeehaw.
First round action, man. We had some juicy ones, we had some stinkers, and we had everything in between. So we're going to get into some of the nitty gritty, give you some of the analysis, who came to play, who pooped the bed. We're just going to give you all this in-depth analysis, what happens in the future, what are we looking forward to. You know, we're just going to break it down, man. How's that sound?
Yeah, it sounds good. I noticed one thing, though, with this first round. I think every series, the best team won in that series.
I don't know.
That's what I think. I believe it. I think the best teams came out on top, so we're in for a good second round.
The only one I would say is the Blazers.
Denver's a better team.
No.
Yeah.
They'd be a better team if Jamal Murray was there. But they have Austin Rivers playing 47 minutes.
It doesn't matter, man.
And Campazzo.
I mean,
The Blazers on paper were a better team. They put out a better lineup.
Yeah, on paper, but I'm saying
No, Jokic was the reason.
I think their team, I just think overall the way they're built, constructed, works out well. I think they took advantage. I think Mike Malone's better than Stotts.
Michael.
And, yeah, I mean, Jokic is huge. I just think having Jokic especially puts this team over Portland. And their forwards and guards all played well. Monte Morris stepped up. Aaron Gordon had some big shots. So, I don't know. I'm going to stay true to that and say that the best teams won their games in the first round.
Yeah, I'll go. Yeah, I agree. Except for that one.
And then we're still waiting on this Clippers-Dallas. Very interesting, fun series. Game 7 tomorrow. So we'll stay tuned to that. We'll definitely touch on that game. But it's getting real juicy, man. These playoffs are interesting and very exciting to watch. I'm looking forward to more great basketball series.
Yeah, the thing about the NBA playoffs for me is I get, my heart, blood pressure goes up real high.
Yeah.
Even
absolutely.
if I really don't care about the teams, it's just like what's at stake. It's really whenever I watch LeBron play, but, might as well. That's a good segue. You want to talk about the Phoenix Lakers?
Yeah, we could touch on that. That's a juicy one.
The crash and burn?
Yeah, I got a lot to say about the Lakers, but I want to give props to the Suns, man, for what they did. They came out, it's a young team, fiery team. Just a better overall team than the Lakers, man. They showed it. They played good every single game. And Chris Paul, man, he's something special, man. Maybe they can make a deep run. I know he's nursing that shoulder injury. But, with Devin Booker and DeAndre Ayton playing at high levels. And then the role players, man, are good, man. That's a solid team. So, props to Phoenix for what they're doing. Shout out Monte Williams for what he's done. And, I expect them to, make a good series with Denver, man.
Yeah, I think this is, the first time all of America or the casual fans are actually able to see D-Book, DeAndre Ayton.
Yeah.
And dang, DeAndre showed up, man.
Yeah.
He showed up in a big way. He looks great.
Yeah, especially against the Lakers, man. Everyone's watching the Lakers series.
Yeah.
Phoenix really, took that one to the chest and really showed them what they're capable of. I'm glad Ayton showed up. I believe in DeAndre Ayton a lot.
He held his own, man.
And it's interesting because Jokic said the hardest player to guard, the toughest player he played against this year was DeAndre Ayton.
Really?
That's something you got to look forward to in this upcoming series as well. But DeAndre Ayton doesn't get enough credit. I don't think he ever has, really. He's kind of a forgotten thought. But
Yeah.
He's stepping up, man. He's got to step up in big moments, and he has so far.
Yeah, he's a huge part of this team, man, and I think we're seeing it right now.
Yeah.
And Chris Paul's dealing with that injury like you mentioned. I don't know if he played very much in the Game 6, did he?
I don't think he did, but Game 5 he showed up he had a good game.
Yeah, I know he hurt it early on in the Lakers game, but they already were up by, 30 or whatever.
Yeah, they were up by a lot. Lakers made a little bit of a run, but a little too late, man. They didn't show up at all. Very disappointed in the Lakers showing. And then we'll get into that a little bit, man. I don't really have a lot of good things to say. I think there's a lot of players that gave up. I think there's a lot of players looking for a vacation. Too much of that LA drama. But I'll let you go ahead and touch on it first because I might get a little too much.
You gonna get heated, man?
Yeah, I might possibly.
That's fine, man. We're gonna let you have the floor here in a minute, but I'm just gonna touch on a few things. I think after watching LeBron for 18 seasons, we expect something from him in the playoffs. That 0 dark 30. When he cuts off all social media. I noticed he didn't do that this year. He's coming off the ankle. He said he may never be 100%. I think he was alluding to, maybe he's not going to perform. But with all that being said, I think everyone that's watched basketball and watched LeBron in his career, you expected him to will his team to a first-round win, right?
Yeah, 14-0 before this matchup, man. He never lost in the first round.
So I think we all expected that. And you could tell LeBron was definitely not 100%. He said 85%. I don't know. It looked less than that. He wasn't aggressive. He wasn't driving. He wasn't getting to the free throw line, shooting a lot of threes, pull-up jumpers. And we know where LeBron's best is in the paint, and he wasn't getting there. But I ain't going to lie to you, man. His teammates let him down.
For sure.
Of course, LeBron's going to get the brunt of the blame, as he should. He wasn't being a very good leader either, I noticed. You know what I mean? He was kind of putting his head down, getting angry, being passive-aggressive, which I really don't like about him. AD injury was huge. I'm starting to think that AD has glass bones and paper ligaments. Every time he falls, he's limping, he's crying, you know what I mean? It's the end of the world, and I guess he can't help it, but it makes me question maybe his heart. I don't know. I know he tried to play through it and he hurt himself, but I don't know. I don't know about him going forward in terms of health.
I don't know about him either. He's really starting to rub me the wrong way. I know maybe he can't do anything about injuries and stuff like that, but I don't think he's the same guy we once knew in New Orleans, the motivated, driven, wanting to be the best player in the world type of guy. I don't see that in him anymore. He still has his big games, game 3? Yeah, the game that they took a 2-1 lead, he had a great game. I think he really went off, 29, 12 rebounds, like we've seen in the past. We know Anthony Davis for being that freak guy who puts up those numbers every night. I think he averaged those numbers in his career in New Orleans, but he just didn't have it. He just didn't have it in this first round. I know he's been dealing with injuries and stuff, which, maybe this is just a year we have to look past for the Lakers and really move on and let them get healthy. And, maybe that's their two best players weren't 100% for really looking at it like that. And the supporting cast, going into Game 5, 2-2 series, this is a game you really have to come out. You really have to show out. AD's not going to be in the game. We're going to need some players to come in and step up for this team. We need to take this 3-2 lead going back to Phoenix. And they disappeared. Everybody disappeared. They scored 85 total points, lost by 30. And it wasn't because they're outmatched. Obviously Phoenix is a better team, but no one wanted to be there. No one wanted to step up. Nobody wanted to take it on their shoulders. Let me have this game, man. Touches were allowed to go around with AD out. LeBron being very passive. He's not being aggressive like he normally is. Nobody stepped up. Not a single person. Kyle Kuzma's the worst player in the NBA. Andre Drummond's a weak link on this team. He was a great. I know they out-rebounded the Suns in the series, but rebounding's not that important when you can't do anything else. When you can't put up points, when you can't defend anyone, it's just a liability. You need another guy to step up. You know, your leading scorer with AD's out, Dennis Schroder. I liked him coming into the year, but being on LA, watching a lot of his games, he's really gotten off my on my good list, man. I'm not a big fan. I hope he doesn't get paid. I hope he gets, $8 million a year instead of 25 or whatever he was looking for. He's just not very good, man. He's like maybe a step up from Reggie Jackson. Just bums, but just Alex Caruso plays hard. He's just not very good. Marcus Gasol is a legend. He's a Hall of Famer. I salute Marcus Gasol. That's about the only guy I'm going to give credit to on this Lakers team. Talon Horton-Tucker, I know he's a restricted free agent, but just let him go, man. Let him go. Let him do something else. Let him go to the Kings. Let him go somewhere else. This is a Lakers. This is a winning organization, a winning franchise, and you have LeBron James on your team, man. Let's bring in some guys, man. You got to redo it. You got to get healthy. And it's just it wasn't a good team. It was a poor showing. And very disappointed in the Lakers. I had them predicted going to the finals, which is a big mistake on my part because they're not even a top 8 team in the West as a team. I know I relied too much on LeBron, too much on AD, and that was a mistake. And I'm going to take fault for that. The Lakers are not very good. They were never very good. Phoenix, man, I like the way you looked. I like what you did to the Lakers. You didn't bow down. You didn't get scared. And watch out for Phoenix, man. They might make a long run here as a team. But that's all I got, man. Thank you.
You said that the Lakers were never very good.
Yeah,
that's not true.
I think as a team, they just I just put too much in them being a better team. And I don't think they're a very good team.
They were good before LeBron's injury. LeBron was putting up great numbers.
Yeah, but I mean
they looked good
because of LeBron. As a whole, Kuzma's not a very good player.
I heard he's in talks with the Shanghai Sharks.
He needs to go to Berlin.
Hey, man.
Canada.
He can go to China.
Hawaii. Just go do your little boy toy stuff, man. I don't want you. You don't need to be on the Lakers, man.
Stop dyeing that little dot in your head blonde until you can make a freaking 3-pointer, bud. All right.
Gosh.
I like how you brought him up. Let's
just dog on Kuzma for a minute.
Oh, man. What do you got to say?
No, go ahead. You had something to go on.
I just want to talk about, because I do want to talk about Kuzma, but Schroder.
Yeah, both. They were awful.
He was brought in to be that guy, man. If AD and LeBron were hurt, he was going to be the guy that could right the ship, stable the ship. If anything, he made it sink faster, man. I agree. He doesn't look like a good shooter. I mean, in OKC, he was solid.
Atlanta,
he was solid.
Nice 20-point games and
yeah. I don't know if it's the playoffs or LA's getting to his head, but it was bad, man. It was hard to watch, and I wouldn't even say he's athletic, man. He's not. He's like a Rajon Rondo, but not smart.
Yeah.
And has a worse jump shot, maybe.
Yeah, he might be like...
They're built the same, kind of. Long.
Rondo's way cooler, though.
Yeah, 100%.
Like, Schroeder's like one of those guys that acts cool, is super cool, but then when it comes to, hanging out with friends, he's like the guy that no one really likes because he wants to be cool, he acts cool, but he's just not a cool guy, man. He's just not someone you can rely on, someone you can put a lot of faith in. And being the third option on a Lakers team with AD out, LeBron 85%, and Schroeder being your number one guy offensively is tragic. You're going to lose 100 games out of 100 if that is the option. So very disappointed in Dennis Schroeder, very disappointed in Kyle Kuzma. And, dude, I saw this thing on Twitter where this guy, told his kid not to watch the Lakers game because he doesn't want to learn bad habits from Kyle Kuzma. Which, salute to that guy because he knows his stuff. He knows basketball. And, don't model your game after Kyle Kuzma, whatever you do. He's terrible. Bad IQ, bad shot selection, stinks defense. Just an extreme liability. I don't even want to know what his plus minus is because it's probably dog turd.
Yeah, he looks like one of those players that in the locker room before the game when you're supposed to be listening to music, focusing, he's looking in the mirror, seeing if his blonde's looking good. He's like, hey, should I change this back to black today? Like, what's going on? Are my shoes cool? Yeah, I got the new Kuzma Kukocs.
Yeah, he's probably on the bench on Instagram, like DMing Instagram models and telling everyone on the bench, like, hey, dude, check this girl out, man. And
Yeah.
it's like, dude, we're playing basketball. Get your Fruit Loops out of your Fruit Loop and pour some milk in there, man. Come on.
Yeah, he's. I didn't want to give up on him, but yeah, it's pretty much. He is what he is, man. He's
Terrible.
A guy off the bench that's just looking to score, and he's not going to do much more than that.
Dude, but when you averaged, I think he scored 2 points the first 2 games total.
Yeah, something like that.
And then he had like 7 in game 3. Like there's no reason for him to be playing at all. Like if you're not scoring efficiently, you have no other strengths in your game, man. You're just a liability at that point.
How do you explain the discrepancy from the bubble to this year's playoff
You
showing?
think it's fraudulent? The bubble championship?
I don't think it's fraudulent. It does have a little Mickey Mouse ring to it, but
Yeah,
Kuzma was fine in the playoffs, so was Schroder.
Like, how do you explain that, though?
I'm telling you, man, the juju was bad. LeBron had the worst body language I've ever seen. He didn't care.
Yeah, LeBron.
He wasn't trying. This is on your shoulders, LeBron. This is your team. You can't cry because you're the best player and your other players aren't doing very well. Michael Jordan never did that. Your sidekick AD's out, but man, you gotta just weather the storm. At least put in an effort, man. Stop going to the locker room before the game ends. It's a bad look, man. You look like a child.
I mean, I don't care as much about him leaving early, but the fact that he didn't, the aggressiveness wasn't there. It just seemed like he was ready to go. Didn't plan on winning the series. Didn't have a sense of urgency. It was just something strange. You don't really see that out of LeBron. But, you can make an excuse. His injuries, his team stinks. Maybe he quit on his own team. Who knows? But just a lot of things weren't factoring, man. He wasn't aggressive. Like, we seen Miami Heat LeBron, Cleveland LeBron. Like, if things aren't falling, he's driving to the lane. He's going to the free throw line. He's just making things happen, man. He's driving. He's kicking it out to his shooters. He's still got the KCP, Ben McLemore, Wesley Matthews, Alex Caruso. They did still have the shooters there. Just the way things were orchestrated were just sloppy and just not aggressive, man. No sense of urgency. And a lot of it does fall on LeBron, obviously, because he was not aggressive. He didn't want to be there, it seemed like. And just a terrible, poor showing for the Lakers, and I'm very disappointed. But we'll see, man. I don't know.
I don't want to beat a dead horse, but I'm going back to Schroder.
Okay.
He shot himself in the foot, man.
He did.
He was offered a 4-year, $80 million contract by the Lakers, and he walks out there like his poo don't stink. And you know what? It did stink. It stunk real bad. I think you could smell it from the nosebleeds and Staples, man. So you know what? He's not going to get that contract from the Lakers.
No.
Magic Johnson himself came out and said, you know what? I don't think he's got what it takes to be a Laker. But then he was like, if we do sign him, I'll still support him, but I don't think he's a Laker. And that means something, man. If he's watching it and he doesn't see that, you have the gold and purple running through your blood, and he doesn't. And I don't know if he's going to get, I don't think he's going to get 4 years, $80 million after that showing, which really, that's pretty crazy.
Yeah, I don't know what he was thinking turning that down, but do you think, the reason he wasn't performing as good is because he's already, deuces, he's ready to leave, go somewhere else and sign?
He wants to stay.
Are you sure?
Yeah, he said that, but who knows?
He probably just wants $20 million a year.
He wants more.
But that ain't happening.
No, he's getting less.
So maybe that's what they said, we gave you 4 for 80, but he wants more. And then by that point, he was like, all right, I got to go somewhere else. I got to sign somewhere else for more money. because the Lakers weren't going to give it to him, and they definitely aren't after what he did in the first series.
Yeah, but I don't think that factored into him playing bad. I think I don't know.
They're not paying him because they're going to get Dame Dollar.
Oh, that's not going to happen.
Hey.
But we'll talk more about that. I have another thing I want to touch on. I think I know how the Lakers can turn things around.
Let's hear it, GM.
And this might help, AD on and off the court if he shaves his unibrow. New look. People aren't calling him the brow anymore. He kind of has a new, ego boost. He's got a new look. Girls probably like him more. He doesn't get made fun of. He might break the curse of him being injured. I'm just thinking about it. And LeBron, he shaves his head. He goes bald. You never know, man.
The brow is a brand.
Yeah, but has the brand been healthy?
Yeah, in the past, on New Orleans.
Rarely.
It just needs health and a better supporting cast.
You never heard about superstitions?
I mean, they were fine. I mean, LeBron's always been fine with hair, and then AD's always. I mean, he's one of the best players in the world.
But you've never seen him without hair, so you don't know if it's another level.
No,
you're scared of what the unexpected is, aren't you?
No, I just don't believe in that.
Well, try it out,
healthy
man.
And get rid of the doo-doo birds on the team.
Alex Caruso's not a doo-doo bird.
Just not very good.
Well, let's think about it this way. Alex Caruso was balding, and he shaved his head and became a key player on the team. Coincidence? I think not. Bald is beautiful. Unibrow, not. It's time for a new look, man.
I mean, it's always been the same. I mean, Caruso hasn't really. He's always been that type of player.
What's America's bird?
Lamar Odom.
America's national bird.
Balds.
Bald eagle. Coincidence? I think not.
Well, eagles aren't bald.
They're bald.
Well, they're not. They got hair on their head, man.
They don't have hair on their head.
Yeah, they do.
They're feathers.
That's hair.
No, but it's bald. It's white.
I just don't know where you're going with this.
I'm just saying they need a new look. They need to shake things up. Because obviously...
Yeah, by getting rid of Schroder, Kuzma, Drummond...
They don't have a lot of cap either. They can't
let them all go. You can release them.
They're looking at Kelly Oubre.
That's a terrible idea.
Better than Kuzma.
I don't know.
Yes.
They're horrible. They stink. You need...
Kelly Oubre is a lot better than Kyle Kuzma.
You need better players.
You think Kyle Kuzma is comparable to Kelly Oubre?
No, I think they're in the same range of not good, very good at basketball.
Kelly Oubre is a lot better than Kyle Kuzma.
I mean, I wouldn't argue that because I don't care about either of them.
He's 3 and you hate Kelly Oubre. He's good.
He's not that good. He's not going to help you win a ring.
He would help LeBron.
No, he won't.
Yeah, he will.
He's not even a great three-point shooter.
He had an off year and he turned it on.
He's not a great defender. I mean,
he's a good defender.
What does he do that can help this team?
He's good at defense. He's versatile.
I don't know. He's versatile. I'll give him that. He could play 2-3 positions, fine. But that doesn't. You need legit players.
He's still young too.
You need Jay Crowders. You need Mikal Bridges. You're
just naming the Suns.
Yeah, they're a better team. You can name Milwaukee, DiVincenzo.
I don't think if you put Jay Crowder on the Lakers,
PJ Tucker, go get players who can play, man. Philly, they're deep. Thibault.
I don't think
Seth Curry.
I don't think that PJ Tucker's gonna help the Lakers score at all.
No, it's not scoring. He's a good player. You know PJ's good, man. Don't even try.
He's past it when he was good.
He can guard. They're good.
PJ would not help.
Who do the Lakers have that can put on a great player?
Who?
Yeah.
LeBron?
Outside of LeBron.
Wes Matthews?
Nobody. It's weak.
Yeah, to go out and get Kelly Oubre.
I'm not a fan.
You should be. He's good.
I don't like that idea. Well, I guess if you get rid of Kuzma and get him, fine, that's fine. But you're going to need a lot more than just Kelly Oubre. Yeah, let's move on from that ordeal, man. Let's get a little bit more light in the area.
All right, what do you got?
Let's go to the Denver-Portland series. What did you come out from this series with, man? How did it rub you and how did it touch you?
I was touched in several ways.
Okay.
First of all, the stars for both of those teams were incredible. Shout out. I saw probably the best playoff performance from Dame Lillard. in Game 5.
Absolutely insane.
It was like seeing, I don't know, like it was just hard to describe. I was speechless.
Yeah.
It was something to behold, and it was amazing.
It was like, he was unconscious. It was like a Steph Curry, crazy, like making every three and stuff.
You know what's weird? His vibe, like Dame's going off, is a way different vibe for me.
Yeah, because Dame comes off as like a killer.
Yeah, like his 55 was violent.
Yeah, no remorse.
He doesn't celebrate after. It's a cold stare, and he walks back to the bench.
Yeah.
It's very cold-blooded. It makes me fearful. But
and Dame's easy to root for because he's such a great player, and he's never gone past. So, like, he's never won. He's never really. I mean, he won Rookie of the Year, but he doesn't really get that kind of recognition, and it feels good to see him go off in the playoffs. I mean, unfortunately, he lost. I don't know, man. Trailblazers have to break it. They got to do something else.
They're gonna break it up, man.
Yeah. I think Dame's gonna have his foot in all of what's going on moving forward. I think he proved to everybody in Portland, everybody in the NBA universe, that this is a franchise guy, and they're going to do whatever they can to make him happy. And, you know, they need a win. They got to win with Damian Lillard.
They've been doing that for years, though, getting people to I think it's time to get rid of C.J. McCollum.
That's the guy, man, yeah.
CJ,
I think there's 4 guys that will be cornerstones with Dame, but, you know, CJ's gone. Melo and all these different guys. They just got to keep a revolving door, keep exploring options. But, you know, Nurkic is fine. Norman Powell's a great 3-and-D guy. I think he's fine on the team. Dame, of course. And even Rocco. I think Rocco belongs on this team for at least the remaining of his contract. Once his contract's up, you can let him go. That's fine. But you need that guy who can guard anyone. And Rocco, he has moments where, you know, he misses a big-time shot or he has a dumb foul. But, I mean, overall, his plus-minus is really good. And just what he does defensively, I think, he's a part of a winning team. So I think those 4 guys are pretty legit and pretty solid and should stick around. But CJ's got to go, man. Go get Bradley Beal.
CJ's a good player, but he ain't what it is.
Yeah, McCollum ain't it, man.
But as for the other star on the other side, Jokic, man, that guy is a freak of nature, a unicorn, a mythological creature, a cryptid, you know, something not of this earth. It's like every time I see him, he's making a spectacular pass as a 7-foot center. You know, he's backing down. He'll do a little fadeaway Dirk action. He'll do hook shots inside. He'll make a layup. He'll make a 3. You know, it's just he can do it all in amazing fashion and very efficient. And I love his how much arc his shots have because his swishes are just that much better. It's sweet.
Yeah, it just goes like straight through the hoop.
It's so beautiful, and it's just, you know, it's fun to watch, man. That's what NBA basketball is all about. Those 2 stars going at it. It was fun.
Awesome, man.
Nuggets had a little more, or Jokic had a little more help with Michael Porter Jr., especially in that Game 6. That boy was unconscious, man.
Yeah, he was, man. And to stay on Jokic, it's crazy that, like, the best player in 2021, like, the whole season is an unathletic
center.
Like, he's not Shaq. He's not Akeem Olajuwon. Like, he's not extremely talented, extremely gifted physically. But just his ability to play the game of basketball is a gorgeous thing. It's hard to say because, like, there's so many, like, he's at such a disadvantage, like, it seems like, because he's not fast, he's not explosive, he can't jump high, but just the way he plays the game, man, is pretty crazy.
Yeah, it's incredible. It's something we have never seen before, and I don't know if we'll see again. It's weird because, you know, they picked up Austin Rivers, and he's played a huge part. He's made some big shots, dude.
Yeah, he played great defense on Dame. I mean, he did what he could, but...
So did Campazzo. Campazzo's a little pest.
Yeah. Monte Morris.
Monte Morris was big.
And Aaron Gordon had some really big shots.
Oh, please. He hit the biggest shot of his career. That game-sealing three.
He made a lot of three-pointers, and he was pretty good, man. He's not a great option offensively. I know he's kind of just a guy there now, but he showed up, man. He made big shots. He made good plays defensively. And it's just, their team is just better, man, all the way around.
And I think a big thing that hurt the Blazers was Nurkic, man. He averaged 5 fouls a game. Like you can't have your big man, and his fouls are dumb. Like I understand you're guarding Jokic. It's very difficult. But if you're getting fouls on the offensive end too, and you're getting, fouls getting a rebound or setting a screen or a pick, it's unnecessary. And if you could just kind of limit that and, tire Jokic out, I think it's a different series. But you have to put in like Enes Kanter or
he's way too good to be getting in foul trouble.
Yeah.
Like the impact he has on the game when he plays is just next level. I think that's what hold him back. I like the point that you made is like when he's on the floor, man, they great defensively, much better defensively, much better offensively. I think his plus minus was like plus 56 when he's on the court.
Yeah, and he can attack, tire out Jokic, man, if he's backing him down on the offensive end. But
because he knows Jokic better than anyone.
Yeah, they used to be brothers. Yeah, Nurkic for Game 6, I think he had no fouls in the first half, and then he had 4 in the third quarter, and I was like, you got to be kidding me, dude. You're doing so well. And they were winning most of the game, and then...
Yeah, Dame started out real hot, and but their second option, C.J. McCollum, just didn't show up. It's crazy, man, because we've seen him play in the regular season. He'll get hot real quick. He'll have 12 points in the first quarter.
Yeah.
And then, he's solid. He makes good shots, but then he just seemed like he's not a great playoff player. Maybe he's just not built. He's kind of smaller. He just doesn't carry over into the playoff atmosphere, and I guess the defenses can kind of shut him down.
Right. You have anything else on this matchup?
No, not really. I think that's about good on there.
You don't have anything to say about MPJ?
Yeah, I guess MPJ, man. He had a great start of that Game 6. I mean, he's a huge reason they got out early and ended up taking that Game 6. But what did he have at half? 23? But he only finished with 26.
Yeah, but if you think about it, the Blazers were on fire too at the beginning, and he kept the Nuggets afloat. He was making insane shots. If he wasn't hitting those shots, I think the game would have been different, a lot different.
That's true, yeah. The fact that it happened so fast, so often, so early, 5 for 5 from 3 in the first quarter, can't get much hotter than that. So.
Other than Devin Booker.
Yeah, so I mean, good promising young player in MPJ, and the fact that he did it in the playoffs too, says a lot about him and his character. So I look forward to see what he can do against Devin Booker and the Suns, man. If he can continue his hot streak, continue his clutch shooting. That's going to be a really, really good series if both teams can stay hot, man. But
should be interesting.
It's going to be a good series, but I think the Suns overall are a better team. I think they got a better chance.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just looking for a good series.
Yeah.
Because I had the Nuggets losing and the Suns losing.
Oh, for your predictions?
Yeah.
Well, it doesn't matter. I had Phoenix winning, but I don't care that much.
I think Phoenix will. I mean, that would be a good series, but
because it's gonna play out the way it's gonna play out no matter what your predictions are. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I don't really trip.
Yeah, I like Phoenix if Devin Booker plays like this and Ayton's playing good. Chris Paul's all right.
If Ayton can stay out of foul trouble and just really dog on Jokic, they got a good chance.
Because if they can cut off the head of the snake, which is Jokic, I mean, they don't really. I mean, they have Michael Porter and stuff, but not really anything else. I mean, they keep their secret weapon on their bench for some reason.
Yeah, I think each team's recipe against Denver is just stop Jokic. Like, do whatever you can to stop him, and that's how you're gonna take down Denver.
Yeah, let the other guys beat you.
Yeah, let Aaron Gordon shoot. Let Monte Williams drop 25. Like let that happen. Don't let Jokic go.
Monte Williams ain't playing.
Monte Morris.
Thank you.
Don't let Jokic go 38, 11, and 9 on you. Like that can't happen. You're gonna lose. All right, what do we have next, man? Where are we running off to?
You want to go Jazz and Grizz?
Yeah.
No,
I haven't watched much of this series, but
I mean, it's been hard to watch since Donovan got back. It was hard to watch once Donovan got back.
yeah, man, got their best player back, and they full steam ahead.
Yeah, Donnie's like really good in the playoffs. He's one of those guys.
He is, man. He's built for that.
I want to shout out to the Grizzlies, the young Grizz, man, the Cubs. Jaws looking good. He needs to work on his shot. And, the guy that really emerged in this postseason, Dylan Brooks.
Big time, yeah.
The evil Danny Green.
What does that mean?
He looks like the evil Danny Green. Like the villain.
Danny Green's got big ears.
I don't know.
And he runs like he's got waddles in his pants.
Yeah, but if you look at their faces.
Yeah, maybe.
He looks like if Danny Green turned evil.
Possibly.
Just whenever we get out of here, look it up.
Okay.
It's pretty cool. But yeah, Dylan's he's a dog. He'll get down in them trenches, man. He'll get down and do the splits to guard you.
Yeah, Dylan Brooks is really impressive because, like, everyone knows he's a good scorer. Like, he can drop 24. But he really put it together, and he showed, like, how good of a defender he can be, too. Like, I never really knew him as being, like, a really good two-way player, but he showed out, especially in the playoffs, and he wanted to be there. He wanted to win, and I support that. I'm a big fan of guys who want to show out and play real hard. And so he proved a lot to me, man. I was very impressed on what Dylan Brooks brought, and he didn't back down from anyone. And he gained a little appreciation from me, man. I'll give him that.
Yeah, I mean, the Grizz as a whole, I mean, they're just like a fun team to kind of support.
Yeah. And another guy, too, which is kind of weird, a guy I don't necessarily like, but Grayson Allen.
Man, that guy was shooting the lights out.
He's a little something dangerous.
He's clutch, too.
Yeah.
Very clutch.
And like a guy who's probably like their 8th man, 9th man off the bench, like.
He's hitting them big shots.
Big shots, and he's not scared of the big moment. Even going back to Duke, like, he wants to take those shots, man.
Yeah, that's interesting.
He's got a little, like, Kyle Korver juice in him, possibly, man. Maybe not that great of a three-point shooter, but not scared.
Was Kyle Korver clutch?
He wasn't scared.
Yeah,
Yeah, he was clutch, man. Kyle Korver was nasty.
the person the biggest disappointment on the Grizzlies side was kind of Jaren Jackson for me.
Really?
Yeah, but I know he missed most of the season, but he really wasn't. I saw some flashes, but he wasn't very consistent. You kind of forgot about him. Valanciunas kind of went by the wayside because Gobert's there. You know what I'm saying?
I don't think Jaren Jackson was that bad.
I know he wasn't bad, but he wasn't nothing special.
Yeah, I mean, this team's still real young, and they're really young. Like Melton, Brooks, Morant, Xavier Tillman, Kyle Anderson, Valanciunas, Jaren Jackson, Grayson Allen, Desmond Bane, Brandon Clark. I'm sure their like average age is like 23, 24.
Yeah, they're the youngest team in the league.
Are they?
Yeah.
Dang. And we were going to get here, and I think you knew this is where this is going, but Taylor Jenkins. We were watching the Grizzlies-Utah game. I kept mentioning how good of a coach he is, man. Don't underestimate Taylor Jenkins. He knows basketball very well. He's very knowledgeable, and he's good with the kids, man. He's going to be a great coach. Highly respect him. I think he's underappreciated, but he's going to be a really good coach for this NBA team.
Why does he wear his pants backwards?
Because it shows superiority.
It makes sense because he uses the back pockets as his front pockets.
Yeah.
So he doesn't have to go to the side. It's just right in front of him.
Right.
I thought that was interesting.
It's pretty smart.
Yeah. I thought you would get a kick out of that. Did you notice that?
No. Is that true, or are you making this up?
I don't know. It's too
You
big.
are making it up, huh?
He likes his zipper in the back.
Hey, but Jaren Jackson led the series in second on the team in blocks.
Yeah, I mean, I saw flashes, but like I said, he wasn't.
It's Valanciunas.
Valanciunas got shut down too.
No, we'll Gobert, but like JJJ isn't going to be as good as he will until Valanciunas is gone. I don't think.
J cubed.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Trey
dude.
J, man.
And I think Morant needs to work on his outside shot.
Morant was outstanding. He had a great season, man. A great season, great series.
He's got limitations.
If he does, it's his three-point shooting.
That's what I said.
But he still scores.
I know.
Yeah,
But you don't want to end up like Russell Westbrook.
48-point game. He's already probably a better shooter than Russell.
I know. I think he just needs to work on that. He'll be unstoppable.
He'll work on it. Because he's smart, though. He's not a guy who's going to take 8 threes a game like Russell does. Like, he finds his shots. He finds ways to be good, man. He averaged 30 points and 8 assists this series, man. As a 21, 22-year-old?
I think he's 21.
Like, he showed a whole lot of stuff against the best defensive team, or second best defensive team in the NBA.
He got some spunk.
Yeah, Ja Morant showed a lot, man. I'm very impressed.
I'm not.
He just fell short, but this team's going to be back, man. This team's going to be even better next year. I believe it.
The series was 4-1.
Yeah. Against the number 1 team in the West.
Donnie Mitchell.
The fact that they won a game is impressive. The youngest team in the NBA.
I wasn't impressive because Donnie wasn't there.
I was impressed, man. The fact that they beat the Warriors, came in, took the Jazz to a game 5. Like, I respect it, man. I'm fine with what they did this year. I think they're very content with how the season played out. The fact that they slid into the playoffs, the fact that they even got a game from Utah. I don't think they're looking at this like a disappointment. I think they're very impressed and they have a bright future. So
yeah, I mean they should.
Yeah.
What about the Jazz? They looking a little. Are they playing sweet jazz right now?
Yeah, man, they took it real lightly. I don't think they're really in that zone just yet, which is kind of scary. Like, I know it was the Grizzlies, but they just don't. I don't know. They played good basketball, but it didn't seem like they're out here trying to like kill the Grizzlies. Like, they weren't playing crazy. They weren't like all over the place, like playoff basketball. They're not really in that.
They weren't really making threes.
They're not really locked in
like they usually do. Bogdan.
Yeah, he had a good series.
Yeah, Jordan Clarkson had a good series as well. Rudy did his thing, not really good defensively. He's all right.
He's huge for them.
I mean, he's a good center, dude.
He's a great center.
No, he. I agree with Shaq on the Rudy Gobert thing.
He's gonna help you win a championship.
Yeah, he'll be one of the third, fourth best player on your team.
What?
He's not gonna be the second.
All right, let's move on.
You think he'll be the second best team our second best player on the Jazz if they win the championship? No.
Dude,
Jordan Clarkson, Bogdanovich, Mike Conley. He gets like 7 points, 14 rebounds, and 3 blocks. Big whoop.
Name anyone else who does that.
A lot of people. Gorgie Jang.
What? This is gonna get disrespectful, and we don't need to do that.
I just don't think he's that great. He's not great. He's not gonna be named with the greats.
He's a great defensive player.
Yeah, he's a good defensive player.
Great.
He's good.
How is he a good defense?
He's
one of the best.
He's good because he has super long arms and he's 7'2", and he's athletic.
So he's good at it. You can be athletic and have super long arms and not be good at it. You can say what you want, but he's good at it.
He's good. You said
even if he has long arms.
You said he was great.
Great defensive player, absolutely. One of the best. He's the best. He's gonna win the defensive player of the year.
He's the best shot blocker.
Statistically, analytically, he's the best defensive player in the league.
I don't think he's that good on ball.
He's a center.
I know, but
like saying Shaq
if he's great, he'd be great all the way around.
But you don't look at a center and say you're not great because you can't guard a point guard.
I do.
You look at him like you can shut down any center. You
Hakeem Olajuwon was great.
The paint.
Hakeem Olajuwon was great. He could guard point guards.
Yeah, he's a great player. He's one of the best ever played. Gobert's not even close.
Yeah, he's not great.
Hakeem Olajuwon's the best defensive center ever. Why are you going to compare?
Gobert is above average at his position.
But defensively, he's great.
But that being said, he's important for the Jazz, yeah.
The second most important player.
No.
Why?
I don't think so.
He's the second best player on the team.
No.
Mike Conley's not better than Rudy Gobert.
Maybe
Mike Conley's not more important than
maybe
Rudy
in
Gobert.
2K ratings.
What happens to the Jazz if Rudy Gobert gets hurt?
They go to their backup center.
But are they the same team, or are they just...
They're probably not as good defensively, but maybe better offensively.
There's no way.
There's no dip offensively.
There is.
Dude, they don't give him the ball in the post. He just dunks the ball or gets an offensive rebound and dunks it.
That's his role. That's what he does. He's not a great offensive player.
That's what I'm saying.
But he's a great defensive player. And
he's a below-average offensive player.
But like Draymond Green, he's a great defensive player, and he's huge for that Warriors team. He's the second most important player on the team.
Draymond does a lot more than Gobert.
But I'm just saying, like, he's not an offensive threat. Like, neither is Gobert, but what they do on the other end is huge, especially in the playoffs.
I think
You watch Rudy Gobert. He's a huge issue. He blocks everything. He'll guard the center, shut down the center. He protects the paint, and that's the most important thing. Why are they the number one seed? Because Gobert's great defensively.
I think they're a good team overall.
They are.
I mean, Gobert doesn't hurt,
but he's a huge reason.
He's not the second best player.
Yeah, he is.
No.
Yes, he is. Mike Conley's not better. Jordan Clarkson's not better.
Bogdanovich.
Rudy Gobert's so good defensively that it doesn't matter. Like, Mike Conley offensively isn't even close to how good Rudy Gobert is defensively.
Yeah, but their team defense is good. They have a lot of good defenders.
Because of Gobert.
Well,
Gobert sets the tone for the whole defense.
No, you're right. They can funnel him into Gobert, and he's going to be there, so he does help.
Yeah, that's huge.
I'm not saying he's useless. I just don't think he's that good. I don't think he's great.
No, maybe not offensively he's not, but he's a great player defensively.
I think Draymond Green's a better defender than Gobert.
I mean, you could argue that, but one's in the playoffs and one's not.
It's a team sport.
Yeah, but I'm saying Gobert is very important.
If Gobert is your best player, you do not make the playoffs. Guaranteed.
I agree. You got to have a good team to be good, man.
Yeah, they'd probably be a really bad team if Gobert's your best player.
Same with Draymond Green. That's just what it is.
I think team would be better. Draymond can do so much more than Gobert.
Yeah, but defensively, defense is important, and he's the best at it. So I think that's huge for the Utah Jazz.
Yeah, he's perfect for the Jazz.
Yeah.
I'm just saying individually he's not that good.
All right.
He's not great.
Okay.
Would you agree?
We just discussed. We can move on.
You just say, all right, you really like Gobert, I don't.
I don't know why you don't understand.
I do understand. He's a good he can block shots. Yeah, he's great at blocking shots, but he's 7'2".
13 rebounds and 3 blocks is huge. Like, that's what you need from your center.
Yeah, but there's a lot of people that can do that.
No, there's not.
Yeah, there is.
No, there's not.
Yeah.
There's not. Really, think about it.
If there's a center that's playing those minutes...
Joel can do it.
Dwight could do it.
No, he can't.
If he started, yeah.
No, he couldn't.
Yeah, he could.
No, he couldn't.
DeAndre Ayton.
Go look at Dwight Howard's numbers when Joel was out. You think they're 13 rebounds?
He doesn't play as many minutes.
You think they're 13 rebounds? What do you? It doesn't matter. There's a reason he doesn't play all those minutes.
Why? Because he's old?
He's not the same guy.
Clint Capella is better than Rudy Gobert.
See, that was the guy I was going to mention. Rudy Gobert, he's like a lower spectrum Rudy Gobert. Clint Capella.
I'd rather have Clint Capella.
No, he wouldn't.
Yeah, I would.
Why? What does he do offensively?
I think he's more athletic, like he's more agile. I think he can guard guards better than Rudy. And he's getting better at shooting free throws.
Guarding guards. He's a center.
I don't like
put Shaq on Allen Iverson.
Gobert's not very good at free throws.
Yeah, he is. He's like an 80% free throw shooter.
He was really bad in the series.
He's a really good free throw shooter for a center.
He stinks.
No, why do you say just say that he's not a good offensive player because he doesn't stink?
He's average.
No, he's not. How?
Oh, he's a good defensive player.
He is. He's a great one. Well, let's move on though, man. We got a lot to talk about.
Gobert stinks. He's overrated.
No, he's not.
Yeah, he is.
No, he's not.
Let's do a poll. Is he a top 3 center? Yeah, I guess he is. He is for me, too, because he made my third team.
I mean, dude, and it's not like he's a liability. Like, yeah, I mean, he doesn't shoot a lot. Like, he probably has, like, what, 8 or 9 shots a game?
Yeah.
And he shot, like, 81%.
They're dunks.
But still, like, that's, at least he's not, like, a liability. At least, like, he's efficient. Like, yeah, I know it's only 8 or 9 shots, but if you can make 6 or 7 of them, that's important. Like, if you, like, for a guy that only shoots 8 or 9 times, if you only shoot, like, 2 or 3 out of those, like, yeah, then he's not very good. But the fact that he's, like, efficient, he's led the NBA in field goal percentage. You could say it's dunks, but
so did DeAndre
the fact
Jordan.
that he's efficient it helps your team rather than hurts it.
What about DeAndre Jordan?
He was good at one point. He was a guy that could give you, like, 10, 13, and 3.
Yeah.
Yeah. He was an all-star.
But he's not great.
Dude, that was like 8 years ago.
But you could compare them.
I think Gobert's way better defensively.
Yeah. I think he's better.
Like this, their
They're
style,
similar.
like big, long, athletic. Yeah.
They're just, it's a good piece to have, but you don't really need them.
It's a huge piece. He's huge.
Uh,
You see what he does in the games. That's what I don't
disagree.
understand. Why? But why? Like, we watch the games and you can see his impact. Defense, like,
I don't really see that much.
Yeah, you do.
I mean, he blocks shots.
If you watch the Jazz, like, he's a huge
I watched
factor.
the Jazz.
He's a
He
huge
blocks
factor.
shots, of course. Rebounds and dunks.
But no one scores in the paint against the Jazz. Ever. Just like for the Atlanta Hawks, the Knicks got destroyed because Clint Capella is such a force in the paint. That's such a big deal. Like, that you have to be good to do that, and that's extremely important in the playoffs.
I've seen him getting put in a blender by Jokic.
Who cares? I've seen LeBron get dunked on. Why does that have anything to do with anything?
He can't handle him.
Handle what?
Jokic.
Yeah, he can. He's the one guy you would
What
want.
if it's a stretch 5?
Like who?
Porzingis?
You let Porzingis take every shot. He had 7 points in their most important game.
I don't know. There's ways around.
Porzingis stinks.
There's also ways around Gobert.
We'll see. We'll see if someone can exploit it, man. But so far, we've yet to see it.
All right, let's move on. I'm tired of talking about the French pastry.
Yeah, let's go.
Clips Mavs? It's been a dogfight.
Yeah, crazy.
Dallas went up 2-0. Clippers came back and tied it. Or no. It was 3-1, right?
Yeah, no, it's 3-0. No, it's 2-1.
2-1.
Dallas.
2-2. And then Dallas went up 3-2, and then the Clippers tied it yesterday.
Right.
Luka's been really, 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 really fantastic.
Crazy, yeah.
So is Hardaway. Hardaway's been really good.
Yeah.
I think he's had 20 plus in 3 or 4 games. They started Boban last night, which was cool. But the most important thing for me is the Clippers and what they decided to do. I think PG or Playoff P is really Playoff P, man.
He's back.
The fans, no, he's not.
Dude, he leads them in rebounds and assists.
Really?
I like what he's doing, yeah. He's not
shooting very
Kawhi's
well.
been the guy, but he's doing everything else that he needs to be doing so far.
I think that he's just not the same as he was, though.
Yeah,
He's not killer no more.
No, he's not. I think he's getting older.
The fans are living in his head rent free.
Possibly. Could be what it was, man.
And Tyronn Lue is a mouth-breathing idiot.
Jeez.
Sometimes I look at him on the sideline and he's playing with one of those, he's drawing the plays on one of those things, those boards that have the 2 scrollies
Yeah.
that kids play with.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes I see him when they're playing and he's giggling like he drew like a pineapple or something.
Yeah, and his feet are dangling, swinging from his chair.
Dude, I drews. And I was like, Ty, the game's going on, man. Put Luke Kennard in. I like how they put Luke in yesterday, though. He added some. He didn't make his threes, but he adds, just the floor spacing and things for them. I don't know why he didn't play.
Yeah, it took him 6 games to realize anything.
He thinks
the guy's
Reggie.
a bum. He looks like the thing you find on the end of your fishing pole.
Whoa. I thought I was harsh.
This guy stinks, man. Tyronn Lue shouldn't even be a coach. This is not hating. This is me being 100% real. Reggie Jackson stinks. I know he had a fine game, but overall he's a terrible player. Luke Kennard was sitting on the bench for this bum.
Is Serge
His
hurt?
rotations are terrible. I don't know, man. I'm not a fan of Tyronn Lue. He's the reason 100% that this game is going to Game 7.
But is Serge hurt?
Yes, he's doubtful. He's been doubtful the last 4 games. I think he played the first game.
Why doesn't he play Zubac?
No idea. I'm not sure.
He thinks Reggie Jackson's the second coming of Michael Jordan.
I know. I guess because he's getting paid like $18 million a year. I don't know. But the guy stinks. Ty Lue and Reggie Jackson. Reggie Jackson had a good Game 6, but he's going to disappear and probably lose him the game in Game 7.
So you think the Mavs win Game 7?
No.
In L.A.?
Nope.
You have the Clippers?
Yeah, unfortunately. Actually, I don't know. See, it comes down to Tyronn Lue. If he can make adjustments, coach a good game, they can win. But that's riding a lot on that. But
I have the Clippers.
This game should have been over in 5 if Tyronn Lue knew anything about the game of basketball.
Luka went nuclear.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, it does.
Because there's a way that you can game plan to where you can allow Luka to go off, but no one else can go off. Or you game plan to not let Luka go off and let the other role players who aren't great to beat you, which you should be doing. But this guy's a bum, and he's letting them do whatever they want.
They finally put Kawhi on him.
Yeah, like Game 6, they had a great coach. They did fine. Like Reggie Jackson stepped up.
Batum dunked.
That's what they played much better because they finally got coached and they finally did have a good game plan. So we'll see if they can keep it up in Game 7.
I got the Clips in 7.
Yeah, they're a better team, but we'll see who shows up.
All right.
They're going to need Kawhi to match Luka.
Kawhi can do it.
I know. Kawhi always shows up, so.
But the difference is Kawhi does it on the other end. And doesn't cry all the time. Luka, stop crying.
I don't want to compare the two, but Kawhi just has to match him offensively, and I think they'll be fine. Porzingis still stinks. That's fine with me.
It's 7:53, and KP can go, sit in the litter box for all I care. Yeah. He does the same thing. He does if there's a smaller guy on him, he just pulls up from that mid-range, and he shoots threes. He doesn't do anything else. He's a bump on a log.
Yeah, I'm not even a Knicks fan, and he's one of my least favorite players.
Yeah, dude, take the unicorn phrase away from him. It's now Jokic's.
Yeah, I don't know, man. It's kind of sad to see what KP has turned into because he was supposed to be really good. In his first 2 years in New York, he was pretty special. But those days are long gone. He's not very good anymore.
You want to go to the 76? The 76ers versus the Wiz. It went exactly like we said, but it didn't go exactly how we thought it would go because Joel Embiid got hurt.
Yeah, it's true.
And the Wizards resorted to doing Hack-a-Ben.
Yeah, it's a big issue.
Hack-a-Ben.
Shout out Toby Harris.
Yeah, I don't know. During the playoff previews, we failed to mention him, but he's had a great year and it's continued. He's a good player. I didn't know he was so dang good at free throws. He's like a 90% free throw shooter or something.
Yeah, he was huge in this series.
So was Seth Curry.
Yeah, they stepped up. They got some good players, man. It's a good team. Doc Rivers is a fine coach. I think he knows what he's doing. But, yeah, Toby, man, 25, 10, and 4.
Yeah, that's my boy.
He's a clutch at the free throw line. Showed up big in Game 5, man. Pulled it out for him with Joel being out. And, Russell Westbrook had a good series. Still inefficient shooting, but, 19, 10, and 12. That 21 rebound game.
Yeah, their X factor was Robin Lopez.
Yeah. It's just, going from the beginning, man, just their team isn't very good.
Yeah, we knew it. I don't really want to talk about the Wizards other than the fact that fan poured popcorn on Russell.
Yeah.
That was kind of messed up.
Yeah, what's going on with all that fan interaction mess?
I don't know. I think they've been cooped up for so long. It's like letting a wild animal out of a cage.
Yeah, that's what it is probably. And attention. It's NBA
But
playoffs.
to me, it's very mild stuff, man. Popcorn, a water bottle, some guy touching the backboard. Come on, you're acting like they're committing arson, or they pooped. Like, what if that guy dropped his trunks and pooped down that thing and hit Russell? That's bad.
Yeah, Russell's reaction was kind of crazy. Like, he was fighting like 5 people just to go find that man for dumping popcorn.
He's got like the great white shark thing.
Yeah.
If something happens,
He's got those Daniel Jones eyes.
Yeah, those Ted Bundys, man.
Yeah.
He would.
I wouldn't want to see it. He'd kill that man.
I think he would commit homicide.
He would.
But like I said, I don't know why everyone's getting so worked up. I mean, this happens all the time, but it's blown out of proportion now because the fans are back. You know, big deal. They didn't even hit Kyrie. You know what I mean? Popcorn, you could eat it.
Yeah, but if I got hit in the head by a water bottle, I would be pretty upset.
Kyrie didn't get hit.
I know, but I'm just saying, hypothetically, like if it did hit him.
It was empty.
Was it?
Yeah.
No, it wasn't.
It was empty, dude.
He threw it that far empty?
I don't think it was that far.
It's pretty far. It was like,
Or maybe it had like a little bit in it, but it wasn't a full.
oh, I thought it was full or something.
No, man.
Oh, okay. That's not that big of a deal.
Yeah, people are getting just blown out. It's just something to talk about, man.
But if it was full and I got hit in the head, yeah, I would probably go fight the guy.
To be honest, Kyrie didn't even know. Tyler Johnson's the one that...
Yeah, cornrows Tyler Johnson.
Yeah, man, that guy's really cool and really
Censor
good.
sarcasm there. But, yeah, Sixers single-handedly dominated in every aspect of the game.
Is Joel okay?
I don't know, man, a torn meniscus is no joke. Like,
He tore his meniscus?
Yeah.
Oh, gosh. He's
And
out.
they're dealing like, oh, he's day-to-day, he looks good in practice. Like, dude, it's a torn meniscus. Like, that's not something you can just scoff at. Like, that's an issue.
I didn't know he tore his meniscus.
Where it's like a slight tear or something. But
partial?
still, like, as soon as it's...
Especially for a big guy like him.
And in the first series, man, you got 3 series to go.
And then is the Hack-a-Simmons worry you?
Yeah. It shouldn't, but it does, because an important game... Like, say it's a Game 7, and they go to the Hack-a-Simmons, he's like 3 for 13, and then it becomes an issue, and he misses 0 for 2, you know? Then it's like, yeah, that's a problem. Because you can just resort to that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like Shaq down the playoffs, it was an issue. Dwight Howard, it was an issue. But it's because, I mean, when they did it, when they started fouling him in Game 5, he knocked down the first 2, and it was like, it kind of makes them rethink, like, maybe we shouldn't foul him, because if he is knocking 2 down, then that's a waste of, you're giving him free possessions. So it can work either way, as long as he's knocking down free throws, which he should be. I mean, he's definitely capable of. But he just went through a big slump, but he's like 3 for 25.
I think he was 0 for 20 at some point, or 0 for 15.
Really?
And then that's when they decided to go. Or he was 3 for 20. 25.
Yeah.
And then that game, they started doing it.
And then he made his first 2, and then he just started missing again.
Yeah, you can tell when he's going to make it.
Yeah.
He really snaps his wrist.
Yeah, it looks good when he makes it.
But whenever he's like aiming it, it
like
always hits the back of the rim.
Yeah, it's
hard.
like he's pushing it instead of flicking it.
Yeah, there's no touch.
Yeah.
It's a line drive.
It's a push. And that's how it is when he shoots, too. Like, in practice, it looks fine, and then in games, it's like he's pushing it. I don't know what it is, man. It's a mental thing, but hopefully he can just make some free throws, and that won't be an issue, and he can really dominate the game in other aspects like the way he's been doing.
He looks good, man.
Yeah.
He looks good.
I
wonder what Ben Simmons would be like if he shot like Klay Thompson.
Crazy.
That would be that would be an ultimate player.
Probably not even shoot like as good as Klay. Like if he could
Who's an average shooter?
If he could just shoot like
Kentavious Caldwell Pope.
I mean, maybe probably not even that much good. Like if he could just shoot like 34% from 3.
I told you this before when we were watching him that at LSU he used to shoot mid-range jumpers, like turnaround jumpers.
Yeah.
And he wasn't scared. I don't know.
Threes too.
I
remember seeing clips.
I don't know what happened to him.
I don't know. We'll have to ask him. What do you think his answer is to that? Because I'm sure people talk about it all the time.
He'd probably say, like, is your couch comfy when you're watching me on the TV?
But, like, because he has to know himself. Like, what? I wonder what.
He gets asked it all the time. I don't really know how I think he's just like, I'm working on it. I don't know. Or maybe he's like, I'm good at other things. Ben Simmons seems like an entitled kid.
He does.
You know, I mean, I don't know. I'm sure he works on his shot, but not enough. Or he needs to shoot it with his other hand. That's what people say. I don't know. I'm not a scientist.
Because he does that running hook with his right hand all the time.
Mm-hmm. Like for layups, I think he's like ambidextrous. He can dribble, he can lay up, but I guess he's confused on how to shoot. Wait, is he shoot left-handed?
Yeah. Why doesn't he just do the whole Tristan Thompson thing and just learn how to shoot with your opposite hand? Like, just try your right hand, dog.
He needs to go talk to Michael Beasley.
Yeah. So he has a nice stroke, man.
He became good.
He's always had a nice, smooth mid-range, Michael Beasley.
I miss Michael Beasley. Be easy, man.
Michael B. Easy, for sure.
That guy's got some cool things going on in his life.
You think he's good?
Yeah?
Me too, man. I love him.
All right, that was kind of a simple series. What about the Knicks and the Hawks?
Yeah, this is one I kind of like to talk about.
Julius no-shows.
Yeah, no shoes, Jules.
You think the moment was too big for him? Or the Hawks had a good game plan for him?
Yeah, I think the Hawks did it right. The thing with Julius Randle is he's too good to just resort to, step-back jumpers and three-pointers. I know that was kind of his bread and butter during the season, but, dude, you could be great down in the post. Get down low in the post and do post moves and score inside of the paint. He resorts way too often to, mid-range, turnaround jumpers, baseline J's, three-pointers. The Julius Randle we knew in the Lakers, he was down low, post up, post moves, little hook shot. You don't really see that as much with the Knicks. And I'm not sure why that is, but he needs to get back to that. And he should have in Atlanta because they figured a way to stop his little mid-range game, his outside shooting. And, yeah, he just wasn't as aggressive, it seemed like.
It seemed like he finally came back to earth.
Yeah.
He's never been a good shooter, really. And this year he literally ballooned all those stats in terms of field goal percentage. And then in the playoffs, he looked like old Julius Randle. Even if he had an open shot, it was missing.
Yeah, a guy who averaged, 24 in the regular season, right?
Yeah.
He only averaged 18.
Yeah,
If in the playoffs, if you want to win, you need to take that 24, make it 25, make it 26.
27.
Yeah, you don't want to drop 7-8 points per game in a first-round series against an Atlanta Hawks team who's not known for being a great defensive team.
And I think he did it wrong, or the way he went into the game. I think Julius Randle gets off with getting those easy buckets early, layups, little hooks, getting down low, seeing the ball go through the net. However, this time he was shooting first from outside, and he never could get a rhythm.
Too many shots.
It bothered me, man, because I like Julius Randle. And then you saw how the supporting cast, like R.J. Barrett, Taj Gibson's still there, man. Derrick Rose was really the only one that showed out.
Yeah,
shout out D. Rose, baby. I love that guy.
The one and only Rose, man.
I love him.
Love him as well.
Yeah, he's a great guy, man.
Yeah, he's very emotional, very true, very hardworking, man. You gotta love Derrick.
Yeah, dude. Shout out you, man.
But with the Hawks, man, they held the Knicks to 97 points a game. You could say what you want. The Knicks weren't shooting well, but they played good.
Yeah, but the Knicks aren't known for their offense.
Yeah, but
I think that's how much they
Randall struggling and Barrett struggling. Bullock had some good games. Burks had some good games. D. Rose was fine. I just think the other guys who normally play a big part just didn't step up, or the game plan was good. They couldn't get much going offensively. I don't know if that's credit to Atlanta or just falling apart.
I think it's a little bit of both.
Yeah.
But I just want to say, Trae Young, I want to apologize. You played a great series. You handled all the fans spitting on you and whatnot with class. You answered all the right questions, man. It was classy, man. He's a classy guy. He didn't try to do too much. He made big shots. I've got a lot of more respect for Trae Young now. A lot. And I like the Hawks team. I think DeAndre Hunter's big for him. He's a solid player. Clint Capella's, he's good.
Big.
John Collins,
Clint Capella put up like Gobert numbers and had that big of an impact.
Herder, they have a lot of weapons, man. I was impressed by the Hawks for being so young and inexperienced. They played very, very solid in the playoffs, and hats off to Nate McMillan. Shout out. Lou Will played all right. You know what I mean? So, I'm happy for him. Man. And I'm happy for the Knicks. They had a good season.
Yeah, hell of a year by the Knicks. For sure. But
and that crowd was rocking.
Yeah, playoff ball back in New York.
In New York.
Yeah. Madison Squares. But yeah, Trae Young, man, stepped up. 29 points, 10 assists. The same old stuff we've been seeing. Taking a bow, waving them goodbye. Saying, I'm not scared of nobody. I'm here. I live for these moments. And he stepped up. He was huge. And he's going to be huge in the next series, obviously. But, they're just a better team.
That should be a good series, man.
Yeah, it could go Game 7, especially with Joel unknown uncertainties.
And I also liked how Trae Young, when it was 1-1, and you're going back to Atlanta, he's like, I'll see you back in the A. And he did that with his hands, the hand sign.
The
A.
Yeah,
and I was like, I'll see you guys in the A. And I was like, man, this guy's not scared of the... And I know there's probably 60% of the NBA that's scared of New York fans, scared of that spotlight. And Trae took it, and he ran with it. And I was like, dang, this is a young man he's got the it factor. I can't tell you what the it is, but he's got it. He's got Ice Trae.
Ice Trae the gang.
Yeah,
and for him, he only had 3 turnovers a game.
That's crazy.
So 10 assists, 3 turnovers.
Yeah, he understands playoff basketball, man. He's taking care of the ball. He's not shooting as much from the logo, even though he did a couple times and made it, man. So he made me eat my words. Shout out to you, Trae Young. I like you, man. I like you. I think you got it.
Yeah, just the team overall is just better than the Knicks were. Had players step up. John Collins had some games. Bogdanovich was their number 2 option offensively. Hunter, young guy, but he's great on both sides. Gallinari kind of struggled, but just those 5 guys, their 5 starters, are much better than what the Knicks can bring out. So shout out to the Hawks, man. Y'all had a good series. And Philly and Atlanta, that's a good one to look forward to.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that one, man.
So let's move on to a not as interesting series, the Milwaukee Bucks and the Miami Heat.
Yeah, the Bucks just,
mollywopped.
Yeah, mollywopped, kicked him to the curb.
Curb stomped.
Really a revenge from last year, man. They reversed the order. What was this? They swept them.
Yeah, 4-0.
Get your brooms out. But, yeah, I don't know what's going on in Miami. They looked pathetic. I don't know. I don't have a lot to say. Bam didn't look good. Jimmy didn't look good. No one really looked good on the Heat.
No, they just got destroyed.
You think Victor Oladipo would have changed their fortunes?
No. He didn't. He couldn't have brought anything that they lacked because he's not a great shooter, and I think they lack a good shooter. They got Duncan Robinson, they got Tyler Hero, whatever. But
they played bad though.
They need like a third star. Like Jimmy Butler's not known for he can do everything else but shoot the 3-ball good.
But I'm thinking this is telling how good Milwaukee's defense is.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
They got like a freaking 4-headed snake. In Brooklyn, we saw them, put Giannis on Kyrie, PJ on Durant, Drew Holiday on Harden. I thought that was really interesting.
Yeah, it was.
But those are all good matchups.
Yeah, I think defensively they destroyed the Heat, but the Heat just offensively didn't have any answers. They don't have Jimmy Butler's not a 30-a-night, 40-a-night score at will type of guy. Neither is Bam. They do everything else really good. But being a star player on your team and not being able to, put up really good scoring numbers day in and day out when your team needs you, and you're relying on most of your scoring from like Tyler Hero or Duncan Robinson or Goran Dragic, it's just not going to turn out because those guys aren't star players, and they can't take over games the way you need Jimmy to take over the game. So,
Jimmy did it last year.
Yeah, he did do it last year.
Bubble Jimmy was a freak, robot.
He was, man, but they really clamped down on him and ran him off the course real easy. Miami needs to go reassure what's going on around there. I'm not sure about Oladipo, but try and sniff a way out and build that team good up again. You got Bam, you got Jimmy, but definitely could improve. I was very unimpressed. I thought I could take it at least 6 games, but they really just got destroyed.
Yeah, and I guess there's not really much to say more.
No, not really.
And then for the next Giannis is good.
25, 15, and 8.
Very good. He's on the revenge tour.
They averaged 119 points a game against a good Miami Heat defense.
Yeah.
So that's promising.
It's solid. The Bucks they're clicking, man.
They're full speed ahead right now.
Yeah.
And that's a great matchup. Round 2 matchup, man.
Very good.
The best one.
Yeah. And the next game the next first round series was the Nets and the Celtics.
Yeah.
And we all know how that ended.
How'd it go?
Brad Stevens is the vice president of basketball operations. Danny Ainge stepped down.
Is that a good thing for Boston?
I guess they figured something had to change. I don't know.
I wonder why Danny just left and stepped down. You think he's like...
He said he doesn't want to work anymore.
Really?
Yeah, or he doesn't want to work hard anymore.
Interesting.
But there's rumors that Jazz.
Why? Because he's...
racist?
But Boston's just as...
Well,
Never mind, we can...
They have some stories, but... The Nets kicked butt.
Yeah.
They just did what we all thought they were going to do. This big 3 lived up to hype. All of them.
The Jaunts.
Yeah, all 3 of them Jaunts. Celtics, Kimba's bad. He's going to be gone. They're going to shop him.
Yeah, a crazy stat about that Brooklyn team?
What about him?
The big 3, Durant, Harden, and Kyrie, only missed 10 free throws that whole series.
Out of how many?
Like 120.
You can't.
The team shot 91% from the free throw line.
Golly, that's crazy.
As a team.
That's a recipe for success.
Averaged 123 points, 42 rebounds, 50% from the field too. That's crazy.
Yeah, but the real test will be the Bucks. Like that, they just washed their hands with the Celtics. And Kyrie stomped on the leprechaun.
How many? Do you know how many points Kyrie averaged in that series?
22.
He did.
Oh, I don't know. I thought you were...
No, I'm curious because Durant, averaged 32, Harden averaged 29. And, Harden averaged 11 assists as well. The Nets are too good.
Yeah, well...
It doesn't matter. Milwaukee has the best chance, obviously, but...
we saw Harden go to the locker room, though.
That's true.
So we don't know.
Wonder if it was his hamstring again.
If it's his hamstring, man, it might be a... long way to the top.
It was.
It was?
He's out for the game with the hamstring.
Well, they're winning by 11.
11?
Yeah, 93-82.
Is Durant going nuts?
It's a Kyrie game.
With Giannis on him? Interesting.
25.
25 points?
Yeah.
Is it the third?
It's the end of the third.
Dang.
Kevin Durant has 20. Dang, Blake Griffin, 15, 8, and 3.
Yeah, he's been good.
Mike James, man.
Yes, my favorite
10
player.
points. I wonder if Giannis is struggling.
Shout out to Mike James.
Chris
man.
Middleton's having a rough game. 6, 18.
Shout out Mike James on there.
Their bench ain't doing squash. Yeah, that's just a little score update. This might be a dandy even without James.
Giannis has 25.
Yeah, it's Chris Middleton who's struggling. 6'18".
Yeah, but he's got 12 points, 11 rebounds. This is going to be a dogfight, man. I'm looking forward to it.
All right, and that was our analysis of the first round of the NBA playoffs. We'll probably be back for round 2. Hope you guys have a good weekend. Enjoy it. Live it up. Thanks for the support. We love you guys. Peace, love, and happiness.
Biggie Cheese.
I dropped one.